Delegates and distinguished guests. We have now freshly entered the year of 2010, a new year heralding change and hope, a new decade. Although it is customary to look at the new year as a fresh start, a clean slate, we do not have that luxury. We have the responsibility to renew our commitments to past resolutions and to seek new ways of leading our world into a better year than the last. 2009 was indeed a difficult year. The world witnessed a global economic crisis that overwhelmed many countries and created great distortions. And we are still feeling its ripples today. However, there is one thing that the new year can offer us: a new direction. I believe that we are at a crossroads, at the brink of renouncing part of our globalization in favor of individualism, because it seems to be the only way of safeguarding our national interests. We are not far from experiencing a crisis of multilateralism, and we must take this opportunity to wake up, to stand up for that one thing that defines us, all of us, no matter what our ethnicity, religion, cultural background, and that one thing is cooperation. The United Nations would not be anywhere today without fraternity among nations, trust, and unity. What has made this body into what it is today is multilateralism. Its functionality, operation, and most of all results have been based on it. We cannot, and I must emphasize this, we cannot afford to lose it. And we must first begin by reassessing our definition of multilateralism, one that determines exactly the same rules for all nations, developing and developed. These common rules would most importantly set standards and regulations for those countries who, due to their economic, technological, and military capabilities, are leaders of our global world. And it is only with an equality of rights and obligations that we can truly achieve global actions for issues such as the Millennium Development Goals. If these goals are achieved by the 2015 deadline, 500 million less people will be living in poverty. 300 million more will have access to food, and 30 million less children will die before the age of 5. All of that is within our grasp. What are we waiting for? I stand in front of you here today to remind you that the work of the United Nations requires much more than a mere commitment. What has made this body into a powerful force for good has been action. I ask of the leading nations of our world to fulfill their obligations as leaders of the global community. Remember your commitments to this assembly and towards the world. I challenge every country here today to stand up so that we may fight together for the global and economic development of the world. Let us lead by example with the Millennium Development Goals. Let us show the world that international development is truly attainable. Let us make fraternity, cooperation, and unity the foundations of our future. A better, brighter future. Thank you.